Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, Overlord. It's got a 7.1 on IMDb. And the synopsis on IMDb, there's a nice one sentence. A small group of American soldiers find horror behind enemy lines on the eve of D-Day. Okay, that's the first one. Then if you look, they have this long one, which I am not reading. So I am also going to save that time for you. And I'm going to tell you what it's really about once I start watching it, so you don't have to read it either. So you have a better idea, at least, what it's about. IMDb, as I said, 7.1, 19,743 people have reviewed it that high. So I'm kind of excited about that. The only name I recognize so far is Wyatt Russell. He was in 21 Jump Street. That's why I always remember him from. Or is it 22 Jump? What? No. 22 Jump Street when they go to college. That's the one he's in. Never mind. Who cares? Anyway, this should be interesting. It's a scary horror movie. Seems like zombies or something. I don't know. I've never seen the previews for it. So I'm excited to see what it's all about. And I'll get into it a little bit and give you a better idea of what it's about and let you know what I'm thinking. So stick around and don't waste your time reading. Hey everybody, want to do a quick check-in here. We're watching Overlord. We're at the 49-minute, 36-second mark. And essentially, the storyline is following a group of soldiers, as I had mentioned, who are dropped into France. And their whole mission is to take down a radio tower. This radio tower is going to enable them to communicate with planes and bombers and stuff like that. Or it's going to, I think it's blocking them or whatever. So they'll be able to communicate freely if they take down this radio tower. That's their whole mission. Very exciting first scene when they're all on the plane and everything like that. Really cool, a lot of action. Enjoyed that a lot. They get dropped down into France. You know, some make it, some don't. And they show like what goes on at wartime. There's some things that's a little odd, but there are a lot of Germans already in France. And there's only a couple of these American soldiers. Anyway, they get taken into a house by a French girl who lives there. She's kind of helping them out. You know, not a lot there, but so far we're getting an idea of something that goes on at this church. The radio tower, as I said, is on top of a church, and it seems like the Germans are doing some kind of experiments on humans in the base of the church. So they're still trying to get there to blow it up, but we're just learning a little bit more about what's going on. We don't know yet. It's a little bit of a mystery, but you know, you're seeing glimpses of people who like have boils all over themselves. It seems like they say they're really, really sick, but I think it's because of this. So that's really what's going on right now. Very interesting, action-packed, as you can imagine. Not very boring at all, and you know, kind of edge of your seat because they're in, like I said, in a territory where there's a lot of enemy soldiers around. So any wrong move, they can get, you know, taken out. And now we're going to get into the horror part of it, I believe, is what's going to be the next part. So we have about an hour left. It's for the 49 minutes, an hour and 15-minute movie. So I'll get back to it a little bit more, but now you have a better idea. You don't have to read that whole IMDb. You got it from me. And I'll get back to it and tell you what my thoughts are at the end. All right? Stick around. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of Overlord, and it was good. Not great, but good. Definitely keeps you interested the whole time. There's a lot of action. One thing that I did kind of like, I went into it, you know it's going to be horror, you know, these crazy zombie-ish type people. So I assumed there was some sort of supernatural thing going on here. And it's not. So that, I liked it more because it wasn't. It was, they are, you know, experimenting on people and trying to create like an ultimate soldier is what these things are, and they're testing and stuff like that. So these soldiers figure this out, and they're there for one thing, and now they understand that there's a lab there and all that kind of stuff. So they're crossed between, they have to decide between following their mission or, you know, stopping this serum from getting out further. And you know, they've run into other people in France that they want to help, all that kind of stuff. Enough about the plot, more about the movie. It was good. I think there's, you know, the names of the actors are very, you know, some of them I recognize. but not a lot. There's no A-list actor in this, which was good. They don't develop the characters too much, and maybe that's not what you want in this kind of film. They do at some point, like during death scenes, they make it seem like their characters were developed, but they weren't that well. I mean, it was a little bit, so I was like, don't not develop the characters and make it sound like you did when this guy's gonna die, or whatever the situation is. So that was my gripe there. Loved the opening scene, as I mentioned already, and it was action throughout the entire thing. So it's like a war movie meets a zombie movie. I don't know if I wouldn't even say zombies. It doesn't seem like there's zombies to me, but that's the only term I can come up with. But fun if you're into that kind of thing. Oh, sorry, almost left out the most biggest detail. It's very, very gory. So it's that kind of grindhouse type gore to it. So that's spackled throughout. So if that's your thing, you'll like this. If you like somewhat, it's not too much war movie, but it's a little bit because it's back in World War II and the Nazis and stuff like that. And then if you like the zombie type things or the superhuman evil after death people kind of thing. That's what I got for you. That's it. That's all I got there. Definitely fun enough to watch. I would check it out if that's your cup of tea. All those things that I mentioned. So that's it for me. Thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.